Hotel World. This your boy, Matthew Daniels, the chosen few, Ampu, the real bookworm. As always, may your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. Hotel. Kindness or weakness, boss up. What do I mean by that? Think about it. Think about it. Kindness or weakness, boss up. I always come to you and I try to talk to you about your dreams, your ambitions, and your goals. But today, I have to give it to you raw. Disclaimer, I have to give it to you straight, uncut, no chaser. So go ahead, strap up your seatbelt. If you have to, hold your nose and take this medicine. Listen, you got a dream, I got a dream, right? You have a goal, I have a goal. You have ambitions, I have ambitions. But do you honestly think that you and I are the only ones with dreams, ambitions, and goals? Fam, it's like 7 billion people on the planet. You don't think that at some point your dreams, goals, and ambitions is going to collide with one of the other 7 billion people on the planet? Huh? You don't think that there is not somebody out there in the world that wants the same thing that you want, that dreams the same dreams that you dream, that has the same ambitions and goals that you have? You think that's not possible, right? Do you honestly believe that within the 7 billion people on the planet that there is not someone or multiple someones who wakes up every single day and they are praying for your poverty so that you will be stuck in a condition to where you will be willing to work for $7.25 an hour to support their dream? Think about what I'm saying. Do you not think that within the 7 billion people on the planet that there is not someone who wakes up every single day and they are praying for your marriage to fail, right? Because they want your wife, because they want your husband, because they want your life, right? You don't think that someone doesn't pray every single day that your album flops so that theirs can blow up? I mean, yeah, there's good-hearted people in the world. You may be one of them. I consider myself to be one of them. But don't be delusional. Don't be fooled. Do not have a flawed perception of reality, because if you're going to go out into the world and you're going to seize your dreams and you're going to achieve your goals and you're going to chase down your ambitions, if you are going to be who you were called to be, then you're going to have to go out into the world and you're going to have to make it happen. So when you go out into the world, you need to be conscious of what reality actually looks like. Don't be fooled, right? Do not be fooled. There are some people whose dreams, goals, and ambitions are predicated upon your pain. There are people whose dreams, goals, and ambitions are predicated upon your poverty, your sorrow, your lack. Some people wake up every single day, plot, plan, strategize on how to keep you from acquiring your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, because they know if they can keep you on the bottom, then you will always be in a position to be used and manipulated by them to secure what they want out of life. This is just the reality. This is just the reality of the world. Everybody doesn't have a good heart. So what I want to do, I want to tell you a story. And since I am not a bookworm, but the real bookworm, I want to tell you a story from a book. Now, this is an ancient historian by the name of Thucydides, right? Now, Thucydides documents a whole lot of history. And I'm not going to go into all of the history that Thucydides documents because it'll make the video long, drawn out, and off topic. But one of the things that he talks about, he was an ancient historian who lived around the time when the Greeks were in charge. Okay, just to put your mind in a particular time period. Just think about 400 BCE, 400 years before Christ. Take your mind back there so you can understand the context of the story that I'm going to tell you. Now, there was a war going on. The Athenians were going to war with the Spartans, right? And in a strategic location between where the Athenians were stationed at, living at, where their empire was centralized at, and between where the Spartans empire was centralized at. In between that, there was an island, right? There was an island inhabited by the Moline people. Okay, now you can Google this and look it up. You'll find it under Google the Moline dialogue. Okay, and so what happened was the Athenians realized that they wanted to go to war with the Spartans. They had to go to war with the Spartans. And this island that the Moline people were inhabiting was a strategic location between them and Sparta. And they felt like that it was in their best interest to secure the island for themselves, because if the Spartans secured the island for them, then it would be a strategic location to assist them in the war. So the Athenians went to the Molians and they had a conversation with them. And what the Athenians told them, they told them, hey, look, you're in a strategic location and we're about to go to war with the Spartans. So these are your options. Either you can submit to us, right? Either you can submit to us and become vassals in our empire and aid us in the war against the Spartans, or we'll kill your men, enslave your women and children, and we'll take the island. And the Moline people was like, wait a minute. We know we're not strong enough to fight against you with the great Athenian army, but we don't even have a dog in the fight. The Moline people, they didn't even want to fight. They told the Athenians, hey, look, we're not on your side. We're not on the Spartan side. We don't have a dog in the fight. We don't want to be a part of it. And the Athenians told them, you don't have a choice, because we know that this island is a strategic location and we can't risk the Spartans getting a hold of this strategic location because it will aid them in the war with us. So again, your options are join us or be slaughtered, enslaved, and have your island taken from you. And so what did the Moline people do? The Moline people tried to appeal, right, to their sense of humanity. And they told the Athenians, look, man, it is not right. It is not righteous. It is not ethical for you to kill us and enslave us and take our island because you're going to war with the Spartans. We don't want no parts of it. And you know what the Athenians told them? They gave them a reality check. Oh man, a reality check. They told them, listen, you know as well as we know that right and wrong can only be discussed amongst equals in power. Right and wrong can only be discussed amongst equals in power. The strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must. They basically told them, you don't have the ability to tell us what's right and wrong because you're not strong enough to stop us from doing what we want to do. The only people that can debate with us, the Athenians, about right and wrong is individuals that's powerful enough or as powerful as we are, right? And they told them that the strong do what they want and the weak suffer what they must. I know you heard that before, but just know that that particular ideology and that phrase goes way back in the ancient history. The strong do what they want and the weak do what they can. You hear it all the time. But what they told them is the weak suffer what they must, right? Because the Athenians, they had a dream, an ambition, a goal of defeating the Spartans and expanding their empire. And the Moline people, they had goals, ambitions, and dreams as well to remain peaceful and neutral in the fight, right? But it was the Athenians' dream was predicated upon the subjection of the Moline people. So they had two contrasting dreams, goals, and ambitions going on. And the Athenians said, we are stronger than you. So either you get down or you lay down. And the Moline people, they basically, and just to wrap up this story, the Moline people, they said, hey, we want no parts of this. That's our final answer. So the Athenians said, okay, that's your final answer. Boom, wiped them out. Murdered countless men, enslaved the women and children, and they sent about 500 people to the island to colonize it. Right? People died, people got enslaved, and they lost the island. Right? Why am I bringing that up? Kindness or weakness? Boss up. Kindness or weakness? Boss up. There is a reality that portion of the population are living by, and their reality tells them that there is no right or wrong. The only right and wrong that can be discussed is to be discussed amongst equals in power. And if an individual has a dream, and the dream is predicated upon your pain, your suffering, right, your poverty, and you are not in a position to stop them from causing you pain, putting you in poverty, subjecting you to suffering, then you are the individual in the scenario that is weak and who must suffer what they must. Right? So I want you to have a good understanding of what you are going to be facing out there in the world. There are people who wake up every single day and they are praying for your downfall, and they are plotting for your downfall because they know if they can keep you low, then they can stay high. And you know, the funny thing about it is when I tell people this story, a lot of times I like to talk about history. When I tell people this story, a lot of times they automatically associate themselves with the Moline people, with the weak people. And it's almost a backwards mind state. Because when I tell you the strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must, I'm not automatically telling you that you're weak or that you have to be weak. What I'm telling you is, what some people understand is power, right? What some people understand is power. That is what they understand. So sometimes when you're listening to my videos, what I'm trying to get you to understand is, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have an ambition, if you want to change your circumstances in life, then you're going to have to match fire with fire sometimes, right? Because if it's somebody out there that's trying to keep you in poverty and you don't want to be in poverty, you're going to have to match their energy, because they are putting a lot of energy into keeping you down. And what you're going to have to do is match that energy. They getting up early in the morning and they plotting on your downfall. So you have to get up early in the morning and plot on your success. They don't stop. They don't quit. They don't give up. Every single day they're trying to keep you in a position of submission, and they will do anything to keep you in that position. So you have to get it in your mind that you are willing to match that energy and do anything to get up out of the circumstances that you are in. If you are in a marriage and you having problems in your marriage, I guarantee it's somebody out there who is watching, waiting, plotting on your marriage to fail, because they want your wife, they want your husband, they want your life. So what do you have to do? Sometimes you just have to kick it up a notch, right? You just have to kick it up a notch. Stop being boring, spice it up, right? You may have to start being spontaneous. You may have to surprise your significant other with a date. You may have to surprise them with a vacation, surprise them with some flowers, show up to the job with some chocolates and a car for no particular reason. You don't have to wait till Valentine's Day. You don't have to wait for an anniversary. You don't have to wait for a birthday. Just do it just to show them that you love them. You got to fight. You know what I mean? If you're having problems in your marriage and you want to improve your marriage, you got to fight for that. Because if somebody out there trying to fight to make you get a divorce, they trying to fight to break up your happy home. You know it to be a fact. What you going to do? You going to roll over? You going to let them have it? You going to let them have your wife? You going to let them have your husband? You going to let them have your family? You going to let them have your livelihood? If you're trying to get a promotion at the job, you see a position, you see that manager position, and you're doing everything to get it, I guarantee it's somebody at the job with you that's behind your back. They being a snake, they being a rat, right? They're being underhanded, they being shiesty, they being sneaky, and they're trying to stop you from reaching your goal because they want it for themselves. So you're going to have to put in that same energy, if not more. Because right and wrong can only be discussed amongst equals in power. If you're not matching that energy, you don't even have a dog in the fight. You don't even have a dog in the fight. Sometimes you wonder, why am I still in the position that I'm in? I do not want to be in this position that I'm in any longer. Why am I still in this position that I'm in? It is because the individual that wants you in that position, they putting in more work than you. They got more heart than you. They got more energy than you. They got more stamina than you. They want it better than you. They want you in poverty better than you want to be successful. You have to want to get out of poverty better than the individual that wants you to stay in the poverty. You have to want your marriage to succeed more so than the individual that wants your marriage to fail. You have to want that promotion better than the individual that wants you to not have that promotion, right? Because only when you're able to match their energy, only when you're able to match their aggression, only when you're able to just match their drive, only when you're able to match their ambitions, right? Only when you're able to match their power will you be able to have a dog in the fight, because I guarantee they're trying. Man, everybody got a dream. Everybody got a goal. Everybody got an ambition, and sometimes those things collide. That's just how it is. This is the reality of it. Don't be delusional, right? Kindness or weakness. Sometimes you gotta boss up, because what people will do, they'll sit back and say, okay, he kind, she kind, he a nice guy. They see that as weak. The man, the Moline people, they were saying, hey, I don't want to be on your side. I don't want to be on your side. I just want peace. I just want to live my life, right? But I hate to say it, sometimes you got to fight. And sometimes you got to fight hard for peace. Sometimes peace comes with war. Sometimes you have to go that extra mile in your marriage to make your marriage successful. You can't just sit around and say, I don't want to lose my wife. I don't want to lose my husband and do nothing. Sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you got to go to war. Sometimes the only way to have peace is to defeat the individual that's trying to snatch that peace from you. Sometimes the only way to get out of poverty is to push harder than the individual that's trying to keep you in poverty. Kindness or weakness, understand what it is. It's okay to be kind. It's okay to have a good heart. It's okay to have a big heart. And I'm just trying to give it to you raw, because I have a big heart. I'm kind, right? But I also understand that it's individuals who will try to take advantage of me. I also understand that it's individuals that will try to run over me. I also understand that it's individuals that'll try to handle me. And guess what? When the individual try to take my kindness for weakness, I know how to kick it into the next gear. You have to also know how to kick it into the next gear, baby. I'm not saying don't have a big heart, and I'm not saying don't be kind, and I'm not saying don't give, and I'm not saying don't try to help people, but you also have to know how to kick it into the next gear. This is just the reality of it. A lot of people don't want to tell you this, but sometimes in order to have peace, you got to be willing to go to war. Because sometimes you have to defend your peace. Because it's a lot of other individuals out there, they not kind-hearted, man. They not kind-hearted. They not kind-hearted. I can't stress that enough. And if you an angel in hell, and if you an angel in hell, and you don't know how to set that halo to the side, you don't know how to take them wings off your back and set them to the side and get in there and get grimy with them, they're going to run all over you and they're going to take advantage of you. And your kindness is going to morph into weakness. Never let your kindness morph into weakness. My daddy always told me something. He say, man, Matt, he say, Few, when you in the right, okay, when you are in the right, you go as far as you need to go. Don't never let up and don't ever stop. And they like, man, I remember back in 2014, we led a march on the police station. And we was out there in front of the police station and we was hoorahing and we was yelling and we was screaming and we was crooked cops gotta go, howdy, ho. You feel me? Crooked cops gotta go, howdy, ho. You feel me? Because I know how to get on that next level, because there was a lot of crooked cops, right, in the city. Right? And they were harassing people and they were making it hard for individual regular citizens to leave their lives. They were looking at the kind-hearted people and they was taking advantage of them. And so what we had to do, we had to boss up to get them off our back. Sometimes you gotta be willing to boss up, and I don't even like making my videos go this long, but I want to drive this point home. I want to drive this point home. When you go out into the world, and you're trying to achieve your goals and your dreams and your ambitions, you got the Athenians out there. You got the Spartans out there. And you may be that little old island of the Moline people. And one day, them Athenians, they going to come to you and they're going to say, get down or lay down. Hey, either you going to ride with us, or we going to kill your men, enslave your women and children, and we're going to take your island. And what you going to do about it? What you going to do about it? Either you're going to be a slave to that job, in that position, right? And you're going to lose your wife, your children, or your husband, ruin your marriage, right? Something like that is going to happen. Or you're going to match that energy. Because now you've shown me, Athenian, that all you respect is power. I just heard it out of your mouth. Right and wrong is only discussed amongst equals in power. So guess what? I'm finna get on your level. Guess what? I'm finna get on your level just as bad as you want to put me in poverty. That's just as bad as I want to get out of poverty. Just as bad as you want to keep me from success. That's as bad as I want to be successful. Guess what? And thing about me, man, I can go into the stratosphere. You have to be able to go into the stratosphere because you have to know what's at stake. You have to know what's at stake. If you can't get into grind mode, if you can't get into beast mode, if you can't get into AI mode, machine mode, you will be ran over. You will be taken advantage of. If you can't get up early in the morning and stay up late, and if you can't do everything in your, I don't want to cuss, if you can't do everything in your power to achieve your dreams, guess what? You will be a pawn in somebody else's dream, because somebody else's dream, they need pawns, and they have no problem subjecting you to pain, poverty, suffering, and heartache. Their dreams are dependent upon your pain. Their goals are dependent upon your suffering. Their ambitions are dependent upon you remaining in poverty. That's just a reality. The Moline people, they wish that things were different. They wish that everybody lived according to what's right and what's wrong, but it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Be kind-hearted, but you never let your kindness be taken for weakness, right? And you not wrong for that. That's what I'm here to tell you. You not wrong for that. You not wrong for matching their energy. Okay? You are not wrong. If you in the right and you know you in the right, you go all the way. And you don't apologize to nobody. If something is going wrong in your marriage and you want to fix your marriage, man, you get up off your butt and you do what it takes to repair things. You have those conversations. You apologize if you in the wrong. You be spontaneous. You plan a vacation. You take her out on dates. Do whatever you got to do. If you trying to get that promotion, you come in early. You stay late. You work them extra shifts. If you want to start your own business, you read them books. You figure out how to do it. Okay, you go to that bank, you apply for that loan. If you don't get that loan, you revamp. You write up another business plan, and you go to another bank and you try it again. And if they tell you that your credit score is too low, you figure out what you got to do to improve your credit. You improve your credit. You write up another business plan. You go back to that bank and you apply for that loan again to start your business. And when you start your business, if it looks like your business is about to fail, you keep putting that energy into it, because the same energy that individuals are putting into your business failing, you have to match that. You have to be an equal in power to defeat them. You have to be an equal in power to defeat them. Kindness or weakness. Boss up. Boss up. Learn how to boss up. Practice bossing up. And you never let nobody take your kindness for weakness. I never want you to believe that I'm telling you to be weak. That's not what I'm telling you in these videos. That's not what I'm telling you in these videos. That's not what I'm telling you in these videos. You got Athenians and you got Spartans out there and you got Molines out there. Who are you and who are you going to be? And what are you going to do when adversity come knocking on your door? And what are you going to do when you run into somebody whose dream is to keep you in poverty, who wake up every day plotting on your pain, who get up every morning hoping your marriage fail, who get up every day trying to get you fired? What are you going to do? Are you going to roll over and play dead? Or are you going to rise to the occasion and match that energy? Remember, reality is, for a lot of individuals, right and wrong can only be discussed amongst equals in power. The strong do what they want, and the weak suffer what they must. Kindness or weakness. Boss up. Matthew Daniels, The Chosen Few, Amp Pooh, the real bookworm, not a bookworm, the real bookworm. May your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. Hotel.